We've been down this road before. Well, actually about 20 miles up Weld County Road 49, reporting on legally questionable tickets from a speed camera in the town of Kersey. It's what made everyone in Hudson get in touch with us this time.
I just got it in the mail now, telling me that I was speeding here, and I can't even tell you where that's at.
When Bonnie opened her mail and found a $40 ticket, she couldn't believe it.
WTF? We don't speed. I always use my cruise control because I am so afraid of these cameras. So I don't usually ever speed.
And she couldn't figure out where she was supposedly speeding.
There was no cameras out there. I couldn't find any camera taking pictures.
It was just like big and bulky, like right in front of like the 55 sign.
Jamie Von Felt did see it, but only realized what it was weeks later.
The tickets just like came one day and like my mom was mad at me.
How many did you get?
Like 14.
14? My gosh, are you a speed demon?
No, my car literally like is on its last leg, so I drive it like an old grandma.
Hudson has had a speed camera here for over a year on the southbound side. All of these tickets said that they were for the northbound side, where there is no camera, or at least isn't now.
So I called the number that they gave me and I asked them. And they said, oh, we took that camera down.
Hudson's police chief tells Steve on Your Side the town placed a camera trailer along the northbound side of the road for about 3 weeks before taking it out and planning to put a permanent camera further south. Based on the pictures on the tickets we reviewed, the camera looks like it was pretty close to that 55-mile-an-hour sign, which could explain the speeds it caught.
You're getting me for going 53.
They're like 54.
The big question, though, did this camera follow the existing law, which requires towns to post notice that a camera is coming on their website 30 days before it goes live, and says only warnings may be issued for the first 30 days the camera's out there? The chief hasn't yet responded to my questions on that.
So we're bringing you today Senate Bill 152.
At the state legislature, lawmakers are responding to our reporting on speed cameras.
I saw the news story. Steve is on your side, so I'm well aware of it.
A bill passed a Senate committee unanimously this week that would bring more guardrails to the law, among them requiring towns to provide better notice that a camera is coming.
It also improves transparency and predictability, requiring clear signage, public notice, and warning periods before it begins.
Did you know that there was a camera on the northbound side?
Nope.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Nope. I really do think that this is unfair and it's not right. And I understand we want people to follow the law. This is just wrong, how this is done.
So that new bill at the state legislature would require a town or a city to physically post signs in the area warning drivers that the automated camera is coming and will be turned on soon. And it would require municipalities to mail warnings to drivers during the warning period. Currently, that law says they may only issue warnings, and we found several communities, including Hudson, just not sending anything out at all during that 30 days. Meantime, Hudson is asking its town council for permission to buy a new permanent camera and change some of the rules in that corridor. I'm Steve Stager. Steve on Your Side, 9 News.
Okay, Steve. First of all, those communities are relatively small, but they are tight-knit. I hear the minute you showed up today, everybody was getting the word out.
It was funny. We'd set up an interview with one person before, and then we're there, and next thing I know, I'm starting to get Facebook messages from people. I had been tagged in this thread, and for a long time I thought, there's a camera there. It's been there for a really long time. And when we started to look at these tickets, we thought, wait a minute, no, on the northbound side? No, that camera's on the southbound side. Yeah. And the question is, and there is some kind of vagueness in the law about whether or not when you turn on a new camera in that area, if you have to give that warning. That's why I asked the chief, did you let anyone know before you turn this on? And did you do that 30-day warning period? He did say they're asking the town council for permission to put this camera in a permanent spot a little bit further south, further away from that 55-mile-an-hour sign. But that would take permission from the town council and then another round of a warning period, 30 days, where they wouldn't be able to issue any tickets. So the question is, how could you put up one camera and you don't have to give the 30 days? And then if you're going to change it and put it up just a little bit south, you'd have to give the 30 days. It's just trying to figure that part out.
I remember in one of your reports from Kersey, we were talking about intent. If the intent of the speed camera is to slow people down, then the warning makes perfect sense. Give people a warning, hey, you could get fined. But if the intent's just to make money,
And it speaks to her. So Jamie, by the way, has only been driving since August of last year. She got one ticket on that southbound camera and says now she drives through that area specifically slow.
Right.
The problem with the tickets, and she had 14 of them, they're not excessive speeding, but the problem with those tickets is she started getting them and she didn't change her behavior until after the first ticket arrived in her mailbox, and by that time she'd already driven by that camera so many times.
Her mom's mad at her.
Yeah,
Her mom's a little mad.
Mom's, yeah, and like she said, it's on its last leg, so let the car just okay, so she's.
Poor Jamie works at the gas station and said that's like almost a whole paycheck for me.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
Yeah.
tough stuff. All right, thanks, Steve.